morning, friends. In case you can't tell, it is the most dreary, cold, foggy morning we've had out here for a really long time. Being out in the country, we get foggy days from time to time, just in the morning. But it's been foggy, every day for like a week now, which is super weird. And it's that type of like thick, suffocating fog that just makes you want to stay inside all day long. And the reality is it makes the animals want to stay inside too. I always have a hard time getting the goats to come with me to go get milked on mornings like this because, I don't know, maybe it's a visibility thing. They can't see very far. Or maybe it's just, I want to go, back in the house and cuddle with a blanket. And maybe they just want to lay in the barn and be warm in there too. We do this literally every day. These girls know exactly where to go. It's the same path every day. But it's something about the fog. It just makes them, unsure of where they're going. I think it's a visibility issue. They just can't see very well. And they're prey animals, so everything's about survival. Don't go in the scary fog. Who knows what predator's in there? It's the same that it always is. Every day. Come on, girl. Go son. Good job. And by far, the worst part of the fog is that everything is wet. It didn't rain last night or anything, but everything is covered in just enough moisture to make it slippery. And for hoofed animals like goats, that's the worst. Thankfully, our animals know to take it slow. On mornings where it's kind of slippery up here on the porch, they know how to jump carefully, but I'm always a little bit nervous when that happens because it is so easy for them to injure themselves if they were to slip and fall. So if you happen to have any advice for making a slightly wet, slippery surface into a less slippery one, so on our milk stands, we have these non-stick, they're like stair runner, it's like sandpaper effectively, and they work great on our milk stands. So we have those on all the stands so that the girl, I don't want the girls up here slipping and sliding while we're milking. That's uncomfortable for everybody, and I'm probably going to lose all my milk when they kick the pail over. But, I can't do that for my entire porch. That would be hundreds of dollars. It would be a lot of money. But if anybody has any good ideas, I know they make outdoor rugs. So if you have experience with those, if they work well, let me know in the comments, because I need something to where these girls aren't trying to slip and slide when it's so foggy and everything's wet in the mornings. I just feel awful for them. Now, I've done a great deal of complaining about, the fog, but the reality is I love mornings like this because it's so quiet. I don't know what it is. Again, it's probably visibility, but even our neighbors' roosters tend to not be as loud. People aren't driving down the road all the time. It's really beautiful in mornings like this because it's just so still and so quiet. You ready to go get milked? It's your turn. But I have to wonder if even that is part of what kind of throws the animals off. They're used to such a noisy life. I mean, there's cars. We live on a pretty big road, and so there's cars that go past all the time. The animals everywhere are making lots of noise. I mean, we have our own, but also just neighbors. We have neighbors who have cows, including a bull who likes to yell whenever it's time to breed the ladies. We have a neighbor with donkeys, with roosters. I mean, we have a lot of noises around here. And so mornings like this, when it's just quiet, I wonder if it throws the goats off as much as it does. I enjoy the noise, or I enjoy the quiet, but I wonder if they enjoy just the white noise of barnyard life. Sunny, are you coming to say hi? Are you coming to say hi? You just coming to check everything out? So I don't believe that I have filled everybody in on why we have a baby goat who joins us for the morning milking. So Sunny is a doeling that we retained last year. She's gorgeous. She's polled. She's super sweet. I mean, I love her. But she came down with pneumonia this year. And so that was a new one. I've never had a goat with pneumonia. But thankfully we caught it pretty quickly. As soon as she went down, she had a little bit of a cough, a runny nose, some eye gook. We could tell that she was not feeling well. And so, thankfully have some antibiotics on hand that I was able to give her. And then we just, other than that, kept her very comfortable. Wanted to make sure she was staying warm, that she was not spreading it. And so huge improvement very quickly, because in case you don't know, the antibiotics we give to livestock, I mean, those are some heavy duty antibiotics, because the assumption is for, especially for like cattle. Think of somebody who's got 1,000 acres and he's raising hundreds and hundreds of head of cattle. I mean, he's not going to go find the sick one and quarantine it or keep it in a pen or go catch it again out of the 1,000-acre pasture to give it a second round of antibiotics. We need this to be one and done. And so the level of antibiotics that we give to livestock is heavy, because we want to make sure we can give them just one injection and they're good to go. And so indeed, sweet Sunny, she got her one injection and she's been good to go since then. But from her illness, when she was sick, it was like 2 or 3 days where she was just not eating at all. And so I was giving her like warm molasses water just to keep her hydrated, but she did not want to eat at all. And so from that, she lost a lot of weight. She's kind of a thin doe anyway, but when somebody who's thin loses more weight like that, it gives me anxiety real fast. And so she's been coming out with all of the milking ladies to get a little extra grain, some extra calories in there, so I can kind of fatten her back up. There's really never a question of which of the two is the higher producer, but I appreciate them both. So right now I do just have the 2 girls in milk, but I'm really, really looking forward to our kidding season, because we have 7 who are due in less than a month now, and I cannot wait for more babies. So Bella right here, she's due in a little over a month. She's not our first one. She's just here to, like Sunny, kind of put on a few pounds. And then we have our 2 that are in milk, and they're they've been in milk. Zelda here has been in milk for almost a year now. River had a baby in the fall. She did just have one. She's a first timer, so I'm not surprised that she's starting to taper off a little bit, but cannot wait for this kidding season. We're gonna have so much milk. It's gonna be insane, and I cannot wait for the babies. Now, speaking of babies, while these girls finished their breakfast this morning, let's go check on the rabbits. Hey, you guys. Oh, you're gonna run away? Yeah, that's fine. So in case you're new around here, we raise our rabbits in a colony setup. That means we don't use cages. We have like one giant cage, and all of our rabbits are together in that giant cage. It's really, really a cool setup, I think, because it's a little, a little more like their natural habitat where they get to roam around, they get to dig, they get to play, they get to interact with other rabbits. We think it's super cool. But what it also means is that sometimes our rabbits do breed back to back. Now, our current litter of rabbit kits is about 3.5 weeks old. And so what that means is, okay, if you are new to rabbits, this is going to be new and very shocking information. So brace yourself, sit down. Okay, because her kits are about 3.5 or so weeks old, it is likely that she's going to have a litter again soon. And here's why. Because for whatever reason, God created rabbits that for the most part, they are bred the same day that they had their litter. And so she literally gave birth, got pregnant in the same day, most likely. Now we have, because of the colony setup that we have, she has started to get a little more assertive, and she lets the buck know when she would and would not like to be bred. And so there was a couple of months we had through late summer and fall where she said no thank you and had her litter spaced out a lot more. But for the most part, all of last spring, she had back-to-back 30 days apart litters. Are you guys checking on me? Now, what that means from an animal management standpoint, from me as the farmer, is it is my duty to make sure that she is in the best possible health at all times. Tons of food, good food. I mean, tip-top health, because that is so draining on her body that it is my burden to bear, not hers. Now, I feel like we've been very fortunate in that Sage is a phenomenal mother and also just has been able to keep weight on so, so well. She has these really big litters. She nurses them right up until the next litter and even beyond. We'll link a video to some issues we've had in the past, but we've fixed those now. But check out the video if you want to know more. She nurses them super well. She has these big litters and yet still is able to maintain her weight. And so we feel really blessed about that. But it also could just be that she's very young still. And so we are going to have to keep an eye on her and make sure that if she ever does have issues keeping her condition or continuing to nurse her kids, that's on us, that we need to separate the buck. And so we have backup plans ready. Just if that needs to happen, then unfortunately he would have to move to a cage. But for the most part, we're really hoping this colony setup works out, and nature, Sage can kind of just dictate when those babies need to come and when they don't. But for right now, we are rapidly approaching 30 days from her last litter. And so I am really hoping that we may have some more babies soon. But for now, let's see if we can find her current litter. Are you guys in here? Hello. Oh my goodness, you guys are adorable. You guys are so stinking cute. I know, you have to listen to the goats yell all the time too. Oh my goodness, you guys are so, so cute. Are you gonna run and hide? Yeah, I know, I'm big and scary, huh? Oh, they're just so cute. And I love the color patterns we get. So pretty. All right, let's let these goats out before I have to continue listening to the screaming. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are you just so upset that you're not out in the pasture? Or are you so upset that it is wet? Wet. I think it's wet. Oh my goodness. I'll let you have the big door if you guys want to come out the big door. Does anybody want to come out the big door? Just you, Meriwether, huh? Marth, you want to come out? See, no, I'd rather struggle. You silly boy. Marth, come out the big door. Sweet boy. Oh my goodness. And that, dear friends, is why people say that goats can get into anything. Because one, I mean, they can just straight up jump the fence, but two, they can squeeze through really, really small holes, much smaller than you thought they would fit in. Come on, girls. Come venture out. See if you want to come out and graze. Well, even if the goats don't like this weather, and I'm not a huge fan, the ducks think it's the best. All right, well, like I said before, all I really want to do this morning, now that I've got my chores done, is go back inside and curl up under a blanket. Maybe I'll grab a book or a cup of hot chocolate, something like that sounds awesome this morning. But I wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody for... Do you need to be in this video? She needs to be in this video. This one right here is our talker. She is not a very friendly... Yeah, there you go. There you go. She's not a very friendly one, but she is a very vocal one. But we just wanted to say a huge thank you for everybody who watches our videos. If there is content you would enjoy seeing of our farm, please leave me a comment below. We love to make videos specifically for you guys. And so if we can share the joy that we experience here on the farm, we would very much like to. So we will see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching. Are you sad it's so muddy? I know. I hate the mud too. You can do it, Vin. You and your basketball stomach. You can do it. You can do it, sweet girl. You got this. I know. Take your basketballs. Oh, girl. How many do you have in there? Have a good day.